Welcome to another beautiful sunny day where I break down this barn painting and just kind of take you through my process and what I'm thinking along the way. So let's go. For a tricky subject like this barn, it is perfectly fine to use a viewfinder because you really want to make sure everything is exactly where you want it to be before you add paint, because it's just going to make the whole painting process a lot easier for you and a lot more natural. So use a viewfinder and it is perfectly fine to erase. I don't know why artists like to sit on a high horse and tell you that you shouldn't erase or you shouldn't use a viewfinder or whatever. Make sure you're comfortable with your drawing, that's all that matters, and make sure you're happy with it, because it's all about you. You're the artist. And I'm pretty happy with this. I wish it was a tiny smaller so I can have some more sky in it, but I still look really cool drinking my water, and I think it's time to add some paint. A great way to start any painting with pretty much any medium is to block in all of your big shapes. This works in a couple advantages. So one, eliminates you from hyperfixating on one thing and forgetting about the rest of the painting. And two, it helps make the whole painting come together in a more harmonious way. A great habit to get into when you're painting, especially when you're starting a painting, is to just look at the whole thing as one piece. And that might sound a little dumb, but block in all of the shapes and then get into the details. So I know as artists, we like to just kind of jump straight into the fun things and the little details, but start off by blocking in all of the shapes, bringing it all together to make it a lot more harmonious. And then as you're getting farther and farther into your painting, that's when you can start to narrow it down and get into a lot more of the details. A great way to do this also is to use a bigger brush. Force yourself to, think bigger and then use a smaller brush as you get farther into it. So don't pick up that small round brush right away. Grab that big flat wash. I'll list all the colors that I'm using on the screen for two reasons. One, I can't remember them, and two, I can't really pronounce half of the words. But anyway, it's a good habit also to get into by mixing the colors that you've already used in your painting in your washes. So this grass green color is cadmium yellow, and also the cobalt blue that's in the sky. So this will bring the painting together and it'll be a lot more harmonious by creating a more unified color palette. We're going to use that same green in this tree, but we're going to actually darken it up a lot. So green is the complement of this red, and it just naturally makes that red pop, and it looks really pretty together. However, we really want that barn to pop out. So I'm going to add some more of the blue, and we're also going to use some Payne's gray to really deepen those shadows on that tree to make that red just really, really pop. Occasionally, we want to step back from our painting just a few feet. You'll actually be surprised at how different it looks just from that distance. But this will help with identifying where you need some more contrast or some values or a color here and there. So just step back once in a while and it'll definitely help you out. Now it's time for all the fun stuff. So I'm going to use a brush pen and add tiny lines here and there to bring out some of the windows and the weather thing, just to make things pop a lot more. And then I'm going to switch it up to some gouache with raw sienna in it, because cutting around those little white lines in the window would have just been so hard. So this gouache is a great way to just pop things out. You can use a white pastel or a color pencil, whatever you want. But once you do all the little tiny details, sign it, and bam, that's our painting. I really like it. The only thing I would change would add a deeper shadow on the right-hand side of the barn, but I love it. So happy with it. Comment what you think, like what you think, subscribe what you think, and I love you. I'll see you later. Thank you.